Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 4 of the marathon. That is the 2023 PDGA Pro World Championships presented by LL Bean. I am still Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk.
I'm doing the Allie Smith.
Oh yeah, but it's kind of like this, like.
Oh, congrats, Allie Smith's ace. We've got 9 more holes. Kristin Tattar still holding on to the lead, but Missy pedaled to the metal, like she said yesterday. She's only 4 back, really narrowing that huge lead that Kristin's held on to for the last 3 days.
Kristin and Missy both 1 down. Yeah, Missy definitely looking to push. Kristin not quite shooting as hot as we've seen from her. So doors open. Lykke Lorentzen having a great round. She is 3 down, still 7 strokes back of Missy. Holyn, Handley 1 over, but in striking distance of Lykke. Lots of golf left. Hole 10 is a par 3, 315 feet. OB left and right, as Fox Run tends to do. Definitely calls for a forehand if you have it. It's kind of an interesting one because you have to crest a hill. It goes down but then comes back up. So overall, it's kind of level.
Yeah, maybe slightly uphill.
Yeah,
but it definitely does a lot of up and downs.
Backhand turnovers also a very, very common play. Probably more common than the forehand. Again, it's one of those things I think will change as the years go on. If this hole remains the same, we'll see more and more forehands, but a lot of women more comfortable with the backhand turnover here.
It's weird because I think if this was just flat green grass all the way to the basket, it would play as one of the easiest holes, but with these bumps, it just automatically is so much harder. It's almost like an optical illusion. A great shot from Missy inside the circle.
Bumps.
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 Holyn with the distant sidearm, looking great.
Perfect. Definitely checks up nicely. Let's see. Holyn with a force there. Missy going ESP.
Ooh.
Mantis on the backhand.
Lykke going sidearm as well. And look at all this distance.
She's got a great sidearm.
That's a crush.
Mm-hmm. That's her D3.
Three sidearms on our lead card.
Probably the most out of any card out there.
Mm-hmm.
Be surprised if there was 4. Making it look easy, Kristin with her orbit ride.
Yep, everyone on the dance floor.
In the circle. Door cracked open for Missy Gannon to gain a stroke on Kristin.
Lykke,
so solid.
Just looking so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Holyn sneaking one in left side as well. The stats for this hole are so weird. 1/3 of the field birdieing, 1/3 parring, and 1/3 bogey.
That's awesome.
That's so weird.
I like it.
I do too.
I just think if you get really aggressive, it brings the OB into play. So I think those are great stats.
Mm-hmm.
Missy, 2-stroke swing on Kristin. 1-stroke swing because math.
Honk.
Oh my gosh. You know, I would love to edit that out, but I'm going to keep it for all of you because we're all human and tired and we all make mistakes. All right, it's 3 strokes difference. That's a real statistic between Kristin and Missy.
And that is the smallest gap we've seen since round 1.
And that is definitely a fact.
That is a fact.
It's 2 facts in a row for you.
Hole 11, another fact, 530 feet. I like the hyzer play off this one. You want it to land left, so you have to kind of push that OB line in order to get into a good position to set up yourself up for a nice, easy birdie. The farther you can go, the easier that second shot is. But you never really can call any shot down to this green easy because it is out of bounds all the way, wrapping around behind the basket, down the right side as well. It's a fast, slopey green too, so anything that comes in on any sort of angle, even too flat, can slide out of bounds really quickly.
It's really tight OB. Yeah.
So tight. And also lots of trees down there, so if you're pinched off to one side or the other, you cannot have a putt very easily.
Missy absolutely rips this thrasher. She's way down there, but a little bit more to the right than you'd like. Still a great shot.
Yeah, she crushed that. There's one tree perfectly in the way that blocks the kind of dummy hyzer, so you have to take this low, more linear route like Holyn did, but hers was really low.
Yeah, she looked a little unhappy with it right out of her hand. It's possible for her to still birdie it considering she has such good power on her forehand.
Lucky throwing the flex shot. I love that here.
Yeah, it's my preferred play as well.
Pushing that left side just a little bit. Exactly what you need.
It was a D2 from Lucky. Wow, so much power. Looks so effortless from Kristin Tattar. She gets way up there with her orbit drive.
And I mean, she's within, 8 feet of that out of bounds line, looking really comfortable, not worried about it at all out of the hand.
Like never a doubt, but so close. Hopefully an easy birdie, but as you said, Matt, definitely a lot of danger on this green.
And Kristin, so far down there too. She might even be able to see the basket. We'll see what she's working with.
So even though Holyn's a little short, that's a slower speed disc. I would guess a zone. I'm not positive, but that's sure what it looks like.
Most people here trying to push past those 2 center trees you saw on the right of the screen. When you're coming in with your sidearm, Holyn a little early.
I think she's safe though.
Okay. We'll see what she has to work with.
The backhand feels so scary to me.
It does. It feels reckless.
Yeah. Lucky making pretty good work of it. She gets most of the way down there. She's going to be obstructed for a birdie putt, but she is safe and has a chance.
Missy lining up the sidearm as well. That's really all she has here.
So pinched.
That
Solid.
Yeah, that works out great. Gets through all these trees.
There's definitely that element of little bit of luck.
Totally.
Coming over this rock wall. Quite a few obstacles in the way.
You can see Kristin, unfortunately, catching one of those trees. She'll be just outside the circle on this downhill putt. Out of bounds only, 15 feet behind the basket?
Yeah, 20 tops.
Holyn's still giving it a bit.
I know. I love her, jabby, spinny little run at it. Kristin. How far is she? 50?
Oh, no. She's probably
Oh! I'm going to call it 50. Cool 50. See that. And that's important with Missy close.
Wow, that is so clutch. Also full sending it, even with that out of bounds right behind the basket. Absolutely love that.
That's what you have to do if you're trying to defend your world championship title.
Lucky with a soft bid. Respect. That's what most of us do.
Yeah, I think she's not quite. It was just a little awkward with that tree on her right. She didn't have her normal power.
Missy
Missy.
answers. Wow. And we get a little fist pump.
I know. I almost feel like that was deliberate. I see you, Kristin. I can also raise my fist. Kristin and Missy separate themselves just a little bit more from their card mates. Look at this gallery.
And what a fun place to spectate. Like Erika said, it's the best place to spectate probably in the country.
In the country. I will tell anyone that. I will fight
Stunning
you.
Yeah, it's stunning views. You can see down on 5 holes. Right next to a beautiful lake.
Hole 12, it's a par 5 this year. We go from the old MPO tee pad, 730 feet. You want to get as far as you can and as left as you can off the tee to ideally go across on your second shot with a backhand turnover or a sidearm. If you get across, it's really a fairly straightforward birdie. If you are out of position off the tee, you usually see a pitch up and then just a par play. If you're short right is probably the worst place to be, and then you try to attack on your second shot, really easy to bring a bogey or even a higher number into play.
Yeah, this is a new hole this year, and it's a really well-designed hole.
I like the change a lot. It used to be a par 4 from the short tee pad.
Yeah, very birdieable, but also like a snake bite, can easily stack up strokes.
Missy up first. Looking for a turkey, I'm sure. ESP Thrasher, duh.
Huge hyzer shot. This looks great.
Yeah, love the height. Great fade on it. She's in a really solid spot to go across on the second. Does it just suddenly feel more tense to you?
Yeah,
I feel very tense.
I felt that too.
Okay. And Kristin answering Missy with a perfect shot of her own with an orbit grace.
This landing zone, though, if you don't get far enough, it's a little bit uphill, so it makes any sort of second shot difficult. They're putting so much distance on it, though, that I bet they're passing into the flat zone.
I think Missy and Kristin should have an easy time birdieing it, yeah.
Holyn a little more right than you want, but she's got huge distance, so maybe she'll be able to get all the way down where she has a look.
Yeah, it's just going to either be a kind of tall, sharp spike forehand or a really aggressive backhand turnover that can easily turn into a cut roller if she's not careful. Oh, I like this from Lykke. Good height on it. And that's like a more typical landing zone for your, call it middle of the pack FPO. You can see Lykke a little farther back than Missy and Kristin. She can definitely still go across, but feels a little riskier.
Yeah, that's where you find that uphill run up too, where it's kind of hard to generate power.
You kind of want to get, I would say, at least to that really short pad. It's not a pad that we normally play, but there's like a little tee pad to the left of where Lykke is, and that's kind of a mark of a good shot. Lykke way overturns this, catches a tree. She's going to be short OB.
And that's a really classic mistake. That OB line on the left-hand side on the second island comes into play so quickly if you don't turn it really hard. It's such a tough shot. Like, in your head, it's not, but then when you try to throw it, it's rough.
Mm-hmm.
See, Missy.
And that's so good. But it's you see how much it's flirting with that left side? And it was so good.
Yes.
So you can see how easy it is to overturn it, as Madison says.
I thought that was going out of bounds, honestly. And then it just kept turning. Yeah, it kept turning. Holyn forced to go with that sidearm. Nice and tall, just like Erika said. That's a really safe shot, but that something that most competitors don't necessarily have.
I would say anyone besides Holyn Handley.
Yeah.
That's like a Holyn special right there.
Kristin opting for sidearm as well. I love this play.
She's in such a good spot. This is such a simple birdie play for her. Lovely.
Mm-hmm. If you got it, pull on it. Lykke having to take it from the short side.
It's quite a rip from back here to try to save anything. It's usually a full drive and a layup. It's really hard to get all the way there for a putt.
375 to the basket, I believe.
Oof. Stacking up for Lykke. She's out of bounds again.
A chip up to inside the circle for Holyn. A little work left to do.
Kristin with her harp. Gonna go forehand. Gonna go in? Oh, okay. Gonna go close. Just outside the bullseye. That would have been something.
Yeah. Missy's third as well.
Man, these are such short approaches.
I know, it's blowing my mind.
It's just so cool to see Missy consistently be in there in the mix with the power players.
Just making it look really easy.
Because she's a power player now.
She is. Lykke just chipping up. There was 1-3 today.
Ooh. Do tell.
Ellie Ezra middling.
Oh, yeah. She got a bunch of them. Was that yesterday or 2 days ago at Fox? Mm-hmm. She had some highlights as well. Up and comer junior.
Yep. Just won the distance competition.
16?
Yep.
15?
Just won the distance competition for Worlds. Beat Ella Hansen. Beat Jennifer Allen.
Beat them all.
She got an eagle throwing her second shot from the short side.
Oh.
And getting it to the basket. Went deep and then made the putt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Retirement's coming faster and faster.
Watch out for that 16-year-old that's absolutely smoking
That's
a frisbee.
Holyn, Kristin, and Missy all with the easy birdies. Lykke finding a double OB, takes a double bogey. What an awkward high five.
3 strokes between first and second.
Nice Valley, Montana, with my family. When we were bored, my parents would just be like, go outside. That's where memories are made. It's such a part of childhood that I feel like is being lost today, and I have desperately tried to instill that into my kids.
Hole 13, 390 feet, more of a downhill hole, but you have to carry straight for so far before that downhill comes into play. You got to make this Mando on the left-hand side and trying to avoid that telephone pole on the right comes into play more than you think. There's an out-of-bounds line that wraps all the way down along the right-hand side and behind the basket, right around 25-ish feet behind this elevated pin. This is not one that's easily accessed. Only 6% of competitors getting inside the circle. That's only 5 people. 30% getting to circle 2 though, so we see a lot of circle 2 putts on this one.
It's kind of an interesting one because it was already one that was not birdied very much, and then they made it slightly harder.
Yep. And there's that telephone
There it
pole.
is. Missy showing us where it's at.
She'll be, I don't know, 80 or 90 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, it's not too difficult, but it's kind of a sharp hyzer with a lot of trees in the way, so you definitely have to be careful on that approach.
There are a lot of roots on the circle 2 area of the green as well, so unless you have this height like Kristin does,
Wow.
it's really tough to get there.
Oh, man. Kristin also threw this so well on day 2 and hit a tree and rolled, and she's just not getting rewarded for what looks like a perfect tee shot. Wow.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, she should really be a lot closer than that. Here's Holyn with her Tour Series Vulture again.
Really pushing that inside line, which you kind of have to do to get there, but missing the Mando, unfortunately.
Yeah. Looked like a highly aggressive line and just not quite enough turn on it. Lucky, look at a bounce back from that double bogey. This is a D3. I like the right side play.
Ooh.
Feels kind of safer.
That OB line pinches in left, but she gets enough left carry because of that height. Oh, she's way down there.
Sit down. Yeah, that's kind of my preferred play. It feels like you're bringing in the least amount of craziness.
Although that was a lot of craziness on that
I mean,
disc.
just a little bit of a roll, but like you're not bringing in the Mando. It was safe from the right side OB the whole time. She's wide of the telephone pole.
Holyn just chipping up, having to settle for bogey here.
Soft run, what do you think?
No, she's chipping up. This green is so fast.
Yeah. I just thought I could manifest something if we talked about it.
We do that a lot in the negative sense. Only 5% of the field's getting birdie on this one. That's only 4 competitors. I feel like I want to...
Yeah, shout them out and wait, hold on.
Yep. Well,
Okay.
it's Kristin 1. Just
Close.
a little low. Silva Saarinen, Katie Lane, Ella Hansen, and Lydia Cochran getting those 2s.
Stellar, too.
40% of the field bogey or worse. That's very surprising to me here.
I just think it's... I don't know.
Just going OB early, maybe? Or
I mean, it's not hard if you play for par, but who's playing for par? It's
True
Worlds,
that. Yeah.
You know?
And you could miss that Mando so easily.
Yeah.
It's Worlds. We're going for the green.
Got to. Oh my. Okay,
Yes.
I love this. More of this. Crowd reaction cam. Wow. Still 3 strokes separating Missy Gannon from Kristin Tattar, our leader.
I think shout out. I think that's Jeff Spring's nephew.
All right.
Hole 14.
Par 3, 280 feet. Uphill, OB on the right side. You want to throw something out wide as a right-hand, backhand player, let it hyzer in. You can go linear the way the drone is flying. It's just a little awkward. I feel like a lot of people kind of push the right side and try to hyzer or even push deep, and then there's a nice gap on the back side of the green. I don't know. I just feel like you go for the straight route and it ends up hyzering early, and then you don't really have a putt from short left.
Yeah.
280 plays at least 300, right? With the hill.
Yeah, I would say so. And you're always kind of just hoping you have a putt on the screen.
Yeah, like you can get to circle 2 no problem, but landing in circle 1, you're kind of just challenging some trees.
Also, you can be in circle 1 and have nothing. There's so many guardian trees.
That's what I was talking about, short left.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, wide right is the play to
I
have
think
an
so,
open
too.
shot. But God, look how risky this is. She's
Very.
out of bounds the whole way.
very risky. Not worth it.
Yeah,
Might as well just hope you get a putt from the trees.
true.
Door open, though, for Missy Gannon for a real 2-stroke swing. Lucky going D2. Nice width on it. And finds that perfect gap. She's going to have a putt for birdie.
Holyn looking to bounce back from that bogey and get some more green on the scorecard.
Like the width, this is a Z Raptor.
Nice.
Great shot.
That corner play that Holyn just did is so scary because you catch those outside trees and you can quickly turn into a roller and
Straight
go out
down
of
the
bounds.
hill.
Yeah.
With no putt.
Yep. Kristin trying to save par here. Just a little low and right, but she will have no problem with the bogey.
Okay, folks. This is an actual 2-stroke swing opportunity for Missy. And she does it because math and skills.
Ice in her veins.
Lucky in for the birdie as well.
Yes. Bouncing back from that double, staying positive.
Holyn finding a bit more green as well. Dang. 1 stroke.
Yeah, and what a strange hole. That's the easiest hole on the day today.
That's a big one.
Want to make the snake bite reference again, but I will refrain.
Man, so Holyn and Lucky tied for third with Henna Bloomroos, who has kind of moved up the leaderboard, but they are so far back of Missy and Kristin. So
Hole 15, 320 feet, a par 3 that's very difficult to access. It's a really long, straight forehand, but not everyone has that in their bag. So a lot of players pulling out backhands to try to get all the way here. There's so many trees. If you kick early left or right, it can be just absolutely brutal to recover and try to get to the green to save your par. No out of bounds. Just got to get as far as you can down this tight fairway.
just skinny tree jail. Missy showing us that tight backhand line with her Z sole, kicks on the right side, but gets most of the way down there.
I honestly know nothing about the right side. I always error left. So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what's
same.
over there.
You throw sidearm, right?
yeah, yep.
Sidearm's left side, backhand's right side.
I don't know what it's like on that early right. I know
Bad.
it's
bad.
jaily. Yeah,
It's bad.
It's jaily everywhere, but familiar jail on the left. Lucky having the same problem. She'll be early right side.
Holyn gonna show us the forehand here. I do think this is the safer play.
And this is a Holyn Handley shot if I've ever seen one.
Holyn Handley special right here, folks.
This is set up for her game. She's one of the few competitors that has that long pushing sidearm.
Almost goes too deep. And I think she's just on circle's edge for a birdie look. Kristin Tattar, no stranger to a nice linear forehand throwing orbit grace here. That looks so smooth.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate kick, I guess, but she's in the circle at 25 feet for birdie.
Only 14% of the field getting to circle 1 for a birdie putt, 40 getting to circle 2, so this green is so tough. Lucky with a great recovery shot, scrambling effectively from the right side tree jail.
Yeah, what a tiny gap. Let's see if Missy Gannon can do the same here. A little bit more to work with, it looks like.
Nice.
Yeah.
Holyn with a long birdie putt from maybe a step outside the circle.
A Holyn step, aka very large. Comes up just short. Kristin to get one back on Missy from a knee or birdie.
I swear, she is better at putting from a knee than anyone else in the field. She's just got that little arm wrist motion down.
I thought you were going to say then she is at putting normally. I was like, oh, all right, hot take.
She just starts putting all shots from
everything
a knee.
from a knee. That's what I was.
Respect.
Yeah,
honestly, respect. I would love that play.
That would be pretty impressive.
Get down at eye level, really make eye contact with the basket.
All right. It's high intensity. Missy able to scramble as well as Lykke from that short right side. Pretty impressive. Holyn with a par that she's not super thrilled about. Kristin getting one on her card mates there.
Moving to the last of the wooded holes on Fox. Kristin with only a 2-stroke lead right now. Look at that big tie for third.
Hole 16 is a par 4 at 600 feet. Very narrow. OB on the left side on the rock wall. Right side, just a tiny tree jail. You're trying to get as close to the OB stakes as possible. The deep OB stakes. You're throwing over OB on your second shot, ideally. Trying to get a putt. It is so hard to birdie this one. The positioning off the tee, there's so many roots in the way. It's an unlevel surface. It's really hard to land in a spot that allows you to attack on the second. You see a lot of just mid-ranges, but also fairway drivers off the tee.
Yeah.
I think there's not actually OB on the rock wall, right?
No.
There used to be.
Yes.
I think that's my mistake, but there's not anymore. It's casual rock wall.
On second shots, you see a lot of standstills because run-ups can be super bad. It's a distance driver shot almost regardless of where you land, even if it is really far down there. So you do have to be aggressive here if you're hunting that birdie, but it's very easy to play this hole for par.
This looks amazing. Some fortunate ground action for Missy as well.
Yeah, that low right side is great footing.
Yeah, Kristin's shot was good too, but you could see hers just kind of skipped up to the left. It's so hard to land it perfectly on this one. I like this play from Lykke. That's that same, I believe it's a Strider, that 6 speed she threw earlier. And that's going to be a pretty good spot.
Yep, wood chips aren't bad. We know Holyn's trying to get some good distance because she wants to get this birdie.
Nice smooth shot though.
So straight.
Yeah, she's not going too crazy here. That's her Z. Wait for it. Crystal Fierce, really?
Yeah, it looked like a
Wow.
putter.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, is that her down to the right though? It looks like she got a weird finish.
So this has to be, I was going to say probably like 350 at least to the pin from there.
Maybe a little
Probably
more.
375.
Yeah, it's far.
Man, Lykke catches a tree, but she dropped inbounds, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Kristin just chipping out. Not a lot to work with to be able to get up and down. It's a nice, safe play. A no-nonsense part is always welcome on Fox.
Oh, yeah. Holyn not even going to mess with it. Going to lay up short and just take the, 325 feet left. Try to take her par. Missy definitely trying to get one here on Kristin. Full send.
That weird footing, you can see a weird, like kind of an early release. You can't quite drive into your feet anywhere on this landing zone. Holyn with a really nice looking shot.
That's her ESP Athena.
Wow. What a recovery from having to lay up in the middle.
Totally. Especially because, again, this happened 2 days ago, but I'm just surprised not to see a layup across the out of bounds to make it a little bit easier. That's such good trust in your skills to get this final shot close for an easy par.
Lykke with a really aggressive layup to the short side. And she gets just outside the circle for her par save.
Yeah, solid shot. Kristin just trying to put this close on this weird little pedestal. If you come in with too much speed, you can see some weird rolls on this one.
But the grass is very sticky, so it doesn't do a lot of skipping. It's a weird green.
Mm-hmm.
Missy forced to take a knee from the berm area. She's outside the circle.
Let's see that berm action. Good height from Missy on her birdie bid.
Not able to try anything too crazy from that spot. Yes.
Oh, wow, what a save.
So good. So clutch.
So much focus. Wow.
Business.
Yeah. Oh,
There it is.
business casual. Solid par from Kristin.
And a nice par from Missy as well.
That was a weird camera shot, but
Yeah,
all right.
that-
Okay.
Just
Showing the
following.
battle, I guess.
Yeah, that focused following. Holyn Handley in that tie for third. Hanging tight, moving to hole 17, 390 feet. To get to this green, you really have to attack the corner high with something overstable, let it glide and finish all the way down. You don't want to leave it short because then you're putting downhill at an elevated basket and it just continues on downhill towards out of bounds. Close is good here. Might see some layups if people don't quite get their drives to circle one.
Kristin with an orbit rive here. Looking good.
Wow.
More than good.
That's so good.
It's perfect.
She's got it dialed.
I think we're going to see... I glanced at this hole earlier just because I was curious. Because I finally birdied it, and I was like, oh,
Me
I wonder
too.
how many people birdied it. And the answer is like a surprising amount.
Really?
And we're figuring it out, I think.
17% of the field getting it. Wow.
Oh, okay. That's still less than I would have thought, but very good. I mean, Missy in the circle as well.
Yeah, I got it for my first time today, too.
Everyone just, we're figuring it out. We're doing
growing
it.
up.
Growing up. Taking those training wheels off. Let's see if Lykke can get inside the circle. It's her D2.
A little
Looks like
wider than you
circle
want.
2.
Yep.
No, she's inside.
Yep.
Wow.
And we know that's fair game for Lykke. That's a nice spot to land right on the edge of circle short, and that area is good because the basket just looks like a normal basket.
That's true.
It's like right at the perfect height. I don't know if this is good because Holyn has so much power.
There's also like a lot of body language that just happened. All right.
I feel like it got hung up on her finger. Maybe she popped it a little straighter than she wanted, but it worked out fine.
It was her Tour Series Vulture, so she wasn't trying to get nuts.
Hello. Nice to have a little uphill run at it, though.
Lykke
Yes.
cashes that birdie.
I love when she switches to the straddle and does the little soft bids.
Yeah.
They're so good.
She doesn't even look nervous, too. They look so committed, dead center. Missy keeping pace with Kristin, who is absolutely parked.
Yeah. That is just another absolute clutch putt from Missy. She's
Yeah.
looking so comfy.
What a round she's putting together.
Holyn with another par. We know she's not happy with that. Not quite able to just put it all together today.
Kristin with probably one of the very few, if any other, bullseye hits of the day on hole 17.
Only 4 people parked it. We got to watch one of them.
Ooh,
Yeah.
exciting.
We move into a doozy of a finishing hole, though.
You can say that again.
We could call hole 18 a round ruiner.
We could.
But I feel like everyone is playing it better this year now more than ever.
I think that's definitely true.
For
Holy
everything.
18's a par 4, 700 feet. OB left and right. You see a lot of stable distance drivers that are kind of hung over the right side OB that fade into the middle. Second shot, you either see a power sidearm, or if you land too far to the right, you see some people go to the right of that center fairway tree and work either like a little sidearm or a little turnover backhand. If you try to get aggressive, the vendor village on the left is in danger. I believe they are at 38 discs.
They have a tally.
That have threatened. Yeah, the OTB one has a tally that have landed. No one's gotten hurt. Don't worry, we're fine.
Only hit the porta potties once.
But that's like very much a shank to land over there. But, Kristin, I was going to say maybe a little fortunate to land where she landed. You kind of have to challenge the right side OB a little bit more, not to be on that left side flirting with it.
I feel like that happens a lot. People just like skipping across the fairway and like checking up
Totally.
just right around that OB line. And I think people that go out of bounds left, a lot of times it is barely out of bounds.
Exactly. Missy, one final thrasher of the round, and that is gonna be out of bounds. That does not count towards the tally, just to be clear. Gotta be in the air.
And that is a pretty common error. It's really scary to hang that disc over the right side because you are leaving out of bounds so early, and you have to take it. You see where Lykke just crossed way back here.
Or, it's almost better to retee, to be honest.
Yep.
And Lykke definitely taking some distance off of her drive, I think, just to make sure she lands in bounds. I think that's a smart play. This is a very challenging birdie. It doesn't always feel worth it.
Yeah, unless you have massive distance off the tee, it's really difficult to access the green because of the shot shape on the second shot.
Even Holyn taking quite a bit of power off just to make sure she lands in bounds. That was a perfect shot.
We had a pretty variable wind on 18's tee shot. I had a ripping headwind, but it was calm for the first two people, so it just kind of depends.
It was
on
a
who's
headwind.
going.
I would say it's predominantly a headwind.
It like changed from like 0 to like 15.
Lykke gonna take the sidearm. It looks like around the outside. I think this is the smartest play if you're going for par, which she obviously is.
Yep.
Holyn going Z swirl buzz on the inside line. A lot of risk there going that direction, but she makes it through. Looks like she even got to circle two.
Ooh, I love that play so much.
I do too, but it feels
It's so
fine
scary.
in practice. You're like, yeah, no problem, I can go through there. And
It's
then
a
in a
huge
tournament
gap.
round, you're like, ooh, that is risky, isn't
It is
it?
narrow. Kristin going forehand around. She's got the power to get there.
Oh, yeah. And she's putting for birdie.
The screen is so scary. It drops off behind it towards an out of bounds line. So anything that blasts past the basket always has a chance of picking up and rolling.
Missy just trying to salvage her par with that out of bounds tee shot. Wants to put this one close.
She's probably about 260 feet away.
Very overturned. Oh no. Double OB for Missy after all of that work to reel Kristin in. Dang.
This place is the second most difficult hole of the day, and you can see even one of the best players in the world right now struggling.
It's just the classic compounding errors. Happens fast out here at Fox Run. Missy gonna have to settle for a double bogey.
Yeah, Missy's second shot is such a hard shot. If she didn't go OB right, not turning it enough, you can go OB left. Mad respect to Holyn for the layup here. It's hard to do, but it is the smart play here.
Can I give her mad respect, or are you just
We can give her all the respect.
as Madison giving her respect?
God.
Erika respect for Kristin there.
Wow, what a clutch birdie on the second hardest hole of the day. There was only 4,
Wow.
and she's just finishing her round with one.
Yeah, and especially after kind of getting chased down the whole round, what a way to finish. Only one round left, this same course, for the world title.
Lykke playing so solid. Just one little hiccup mid-round. Everything else looked so clean. Way to battle back. You know, Missy pretty bummed about this finish.
Yeah, starting the day finishing the day a little worse than she started. She's now 5 strokes back. Man, that's so nuts. 3-stroke swing on the very last hole.
Man. Oh, disc golf.
And it's going to be the exact same lead card. Kristin Tattar leading the way, Missy Gannon 5 strokes back. Lucky Lorentzen, she is 9 strokes back of Missy. Holyn, Handley 1 stroke back of Lykke. Kind of a 2-horse race here.
Yeah,
and
Hannah, Evelina, Allie Smith, and Valerie Mandujano on that chase card. Maybe some room to push into those 3rd and 4th place spots. Podium at Worlds is a huge deal.
Fire emoji, Ella Hansen, 7 down hot round today. Congratulations on that.
And the top 36 competitors from this leaderboard list will play again tomorrow at Fox Run. That is the top 45% of the field. We got one more day in the sun after a rainy practice week and a rainy start to our Worlds week. So
lovely out now.
Yeah, come hang out with us. Thanks to all the spectators that came out to watch today. It was so cool in Vermont today. Beautiful. We will see you guys tomorrow on Fox Run Meadows for one final round of the World Championships. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk.